Hello traders and welcome to the real-time supply and demand video. In this video we're going to talk about the benefits and the application of using the supply and demand tool in trading the UB. Let's talk about the market vitals. This market name of the UB is the Ultra US Treasury Bond Futures. Ticker symbol is UB. The roll cycle is quarterly, but if you want some more information on the roll cycle, go ahead and click on the link located on this page. The tick value is $31.25 per tick. The point value is $1,000 per point. The cash open is at 8:20 a.m. Eastern Time. The cash close is at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. The night session is from 6 p.m. to 8:20 a.m. Eastern Time. It is tradable. The important recurring events that can affect this market are the non-farm payrolls, the FOMC meetings and minutes, the U.S. Treasury auctions, CPI, and core CPI. As a reminder, trading does carry significant risk, and all information in this video is provided for educational purposes only and does not offer or recommendation to trade future stocks, options, or Forex. So let's go ahead and discuss the key features of this tool. First of all, it marks zones or areas of extreme supply and demand and has the ability to be customized to any chart type, any time frame, or any market, including futures, ETFs, stocks, and Forex. So this is what the tool looks like from a high level overview. You'll see these green zones that you see down here. These are the demand zones, all these zones here, even the dark green, and all through here. These red zones up here, this is a supply zone here and another little supply zone here as well. You'll notice the different colors here. So this color here means that the zone was created here, then price left this zone and then came back and retested it. And as soon as it gets retested, it'll go ahead and go to a light green. Before, when it's newly created, it'll look like this dark green, as you can see here. These zones have not been retested, but the ones that have been retested, price moves out of the box and then comes back to the box and changes the color. Same thing for the red zone. So these red zone, that's a newly created supply zone, and that'll be a dark red. The light red zones means that price was created on this candle here. And as you can see, price moved out of it, but then quickly came back and retested it and then moved off. So that quick retest indicated that this was a retested supply zone and it changed the color. You have a convenient button located up here. What this will do is go ahead and hide the supply and demand zones or show them. It also tells you the chart calculation is based on this chart period of a 10-minute. You can use this again on any time frame. So how can this indicator help you with your trading? So the real-time supply and demand tool calculates imbalances from volume, blocks of volume, and order flow activity. So the real key here is that this distinction here is that it's not simply based off of price. It is also based off of volume and blocks of volume along with price. It helps you measure and visually identify a key point within the market. And here are some different ways you can use the supply and demand. The first one is trade setups and triggers. You can use these zones as its own system. What that means is that this zone here, every time you have a new zone being created, you want to see price move out of it and then within about 10-15 bars or so quickly come back, retest it for an opportunity to go ahead and get long here. And then you get a nice long trade here. Again, what you want to see, you didn't get it here, but you want to see the zone created, price come right back out, retouch, and then give you an opportunity to go ahead and get long here. And you see another opportunity here. Supply zone was created, and this is a nice one here. Price moved out of the box, and within just 3 bars here, came right back to the box, gave us a beautiful short opportunity. Same thing here. The zone was created, price moved out, came back, gave us an opportunity to get a little long trade here, came right back again, another little long trade here, and another long trade here as well. It's a strong demand zone, and this one actually moved up pretty aggressively. Now this one was very, very close to getting retested here, and it was probably off by a tick, but still a valid trade. Again, if you park an order there, to go ahead and get long. So this can be a system by itself. Support and resistance. So you can see these levels, as you can see here. A lot of traders will go ahead and use these areas as resistance points or support points here within the market. Risk to reward analysis. So let's say you are long, or you're simply want to know where to put your stop, and maybe you got long with with another tool. Well, go ahead and simply put your stop below. If you're long, put it below the closest demand box, or put it above the closest supply box. Really easy to identify. Sentiment. So if you see a market with a lot of green zones, you know right away that it's a pretty bullish market. You see a market with a lot of red zones, it's a pretty bearish market. But if you see a lot of mix of zones here between red and green, then you're probably in a range-bound market. This one is drifting higher, so indicating a slightly bullish market here. And so you want to go ahead and really focus on those demand zones. Now let's go ahead and transition to the charts, and we'll go ahead and show you how to set it up. So you want to start with a fresh and clean chart. Go ahead and right-click, go into Indicators, go down to the NCAT tools here, and look for RSD. It stands for Real-Time Supply and Demand. Go ahead and load that in and hit OK. And then there you go. Loads on here pretty quickly. You can go ahead and click on this button and hide the zones, or you can go ahead and show the zones just by left-clicking on that button. Let's go and talk about the settings. The extend zone minutes. So if you want these zones to go ahead and extend further out to the right, go ahead and put in, let's say 240 in this case. I'm going to say extend the zone there. Make sure that is checked. Go ahead and hit OK. And these zones will actually extend out now a little bit further, so it helps you with projections. Back. There you go, and it comes right back. No weak zones, so if you want to see weak zones that are a slightly different color, like an olive color, you can go ahead and uncheck this. We'll leave that checked. I don't like to see those. Recolor, retouch. So if you don't want the zones to go ahead and recolor when they get retouched, like this light green and this dark or this light red here, and you want them to stay dark red or dark green, go ahead and make sure this is unchecked. Same thing for the weak retouch. If you want those recolored, go ahead and check that box. This is an important function here, the time frame type and value. So every time you go to a 10-minute, a 5-minute, a 60-minute, you're going to see the corresponding supply and demand zones, the 60-minute, the 10-minute, the 15-minute, however you change the chart period. However, let's say that you're on a 10-minute and I want to see what 60-minute zones look like. Without opening a second chart, I can see right away it's taking the 60-minute time frame and giving me those calculations and showing me where those zones are. So if I go to a 5-minute, a 10-minute, a 15, a 30-minute, I'm always going to see 60-minute zones. So really useful there so you don't have two charts open. Now chart period, again, I'll just go ahead and shift with the chart time. Input series setup and visual, you want to go ahead and leave the same. Colors, if you want to go ahead and change any of these colors here for the boxes, you can do that here. The far edge price, zone height, and main edge price. So what you see here is 167.62, telling you the price of the top of the box. 167.81 is telling you the price of the bottom of the box. That's the closest to price. Now if you want to see the price on the other side of the box, you can go ahead and click far edge price. And now you see the price at the top of the box and the bottom of the box. Zone height is a very useful tool when it comes to risk reward. It tells you right away in terms of ticks how many ticks of the box, how wide the box is in terms of ticks. So you see 4 ticks wide is this box, 2 ticks, 3 ticks, 2, 3 ticks here, 2 ticks. So again, very quick and useful reference to see how much you're going to risk on a per tick basis in this contract. Email address, supply zone and demand zone. So if you want an email every time a zone is created, go ahead and you have to put your email into each one of these boxes. Very important because putting that email in will turn that feature on. So put your email in here, put your email in the supply zone and demand zone if you want those alerts. Set up your password and all this information accordingly. If you want an audible alert for a demand zone and a supply zone, go ahead and pick the WAV file for each. Once you're done, go ahead and hit OK, and you're all set and ready to go. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you found it helpful, and happy trading.